guys, welcome back to my channel. This clip is going to be extremely short because things are moving. Oh, dog hair. Y'all, I get dog hair everywhere. It's in everything. Anyway, this video is going to be, well, this particular clip is going to be extremely short because I'm not going to post it just yet. There are a lot of clips that are coming in the next couple of days, and so I want to make sure I keep this short. But today is April the 10th, 2020. So I had to, okay, so just rewind. So in the last video, I told you guys that I had a virtual appointment with my fertility doctor, and she wanted to get the approval from my insurance company to move forward with IVF rather than another round of IUI, because she wanted to be able to test my eggs and stuff like that for genetic abnormalities. Unfortunately, the way my insurance is set up, regardless, I still have to have 6 failed IUIs before they will approve me for a IVF. And even regardless of my age, because I'm 41 now, I'll be 42 in June. So if you're over, the way my insurance is, if you're over 35 and you don't have a partner and you're using donor sperm, that you have to have basically 6 attempts at trying to get pregnant through IUI before they will approve you for IVF. I will be going forward with my 4th IUI. And since things are moving so fast, because that's what they do. Today, as I said, is April the 10th, 2020. I had to go to LabCorp to get blood work drawn because they had to check to make sure that my HCG levels, HGC levels, the pregnancy levels, were back to 0 from the miscarriage. Now, it's been over a month since the miscarriage, and it probably took about almost 4 weeks before even my test strips at home started testing negative. So I fully expect that the results to come back to be negative. Because the levels have to be at 0 before they will move forward with my IUI. And the reason everything is moving so fast is because I had my menstrual cycle last week, which means that I am now back to testing for ovulation. So that's what I'm doing. So now I'm just waiting for my peak. And you guys know what the story is. Once I get my peak, I will then go pick up my donor sperm, and then I will go to the fertility clinic to get my IUI done. Naya, come out of there. Because of what's going on with the virus and everything, with all of the offices that my fertility clinic has, my clinic in Waldorf is closed, and the clinic that I would normally go to in Rockville, Maryland is closed. The only facility that I can go to that is still open, that they're sending everyone to, is the Fairfax, Virginia office. Oh, good Lord. Which is fine because the cryobank where I pick up my donor sperm is actually in Fairfax too. So I pick up my sperm, go get my IUI, and drop the tank back off, and then bring my ass back home. So I fully expect that to happen one day next week. I'm going to suspect between Wednesday or Thursday when I go peak, and probably either Friday or Saturday when I get my IUI done. So I'm not going to post on that day because all of this is still not so much as new, but there's still so many feelings going on right now, and I'm just trying to get through. I just want to get through. I'm not trying to rush to an IVF because I fully hope and pray to God that this is another successful pregnancy, or at least to get pregnant, and then I hope to God that I'm able to carry to term if that is the case. So the next time I see you guys will be after the 2 week wait, after I get my results back after the 2 week wait, to let you guys know what this process is. I'm trying not to stress as much as I've done for the last 3 cycles with all of the testing and stuff. The testing that I was doing every 2 hours for like 2 weeks. I will not be doing that this cycle. I'm going to probably on Sunday is when I will start doing testing every 2 or 3 hours. Right now, it's just I test once in the morning, and then I keep it moving. And I only test on one of my digital wands, and that's the one that is Bluetooth to my phone. So I use that, and then the test strips. So it probably won't be before maybe Sunday or Monday when I start doing testing every 2 hours to see when I get my peak. According to my chart, my BBT chart that I did for the last 2 cycles, um, I really, there's really no need for me to test as much as I was, because I kind of now get a sense of when my ovulation happens. And so I'm going to try to do the IUI in the same time frame that I did the last one. If you go back to my last IUI video, well, the first 2 IUIs, what I tried to do was to have the sperm waiting for the egg when the egg dropped. So I went in earlier than so that the sperm was there when the egg got there. But the third cycle, what I did was I tried to wait a little bit longer, so the egg was waiting for the sperm, basically. And it seemed like that worked better for me because I was able to get pregnant. So that's what I'm going to try to do this time. According to my BBT chart, from the time I found out I had ovulated to the time I actually had my IUI, it was 39 hours in between in that window. So I'm going to try to do the same thing this time. Try to stay within 35, 39 hours to get my IUI. And so I'm just going to be as low key as possible. I'm not telling anyone that I'm moving forward in the fertility process because I just want to keep everything a little bit more close to my vest right now. The only people who know right now that this is happening is my sister and my boss. I have no intentions of telling anyone else anytime soon, which is why I'm not posting this video right now. But I will be posting on on after the 2 week wait. I will be recording during that time, so you will see when I go to pick up my tank. You will see when I go in for my IUI. You will see after the IUI, and then you will see me going through the 2 week wait. As far as that is concerned, but what you won't see is the actual video until the day of the results. So yeah, as I said, just like always, everything moves fast as far as my cycles are concerned. So we are rolling into IUI cycle number 4, an attempt for Rainbow Baby number 1. Okay, so guys, just keep your fingers crossed for me, pray for me, and we're gonna see what happens. I will see you guys in the next clip. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. Today is April the 14th, 2020. It is 5:30 in the morning. I am on my way to get a second HCG blood test because the first one showed that I still had, it was still positive. The number was 6, so it was still positive. They needed to get to 0 before they'll move forward with my IUI. So I am going for my second HCG test this morning. Hopefully the results will be back by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Well, hopefully it'll be back before I get my 4th IUI done, or else they're going to have to cancel. Today I went high on 2 of my digital wands, the one that is Bluetooth to my phone and the one that is not. My strips are, the test lines are starting to get darker, so I should be going peak any day now. I'll say probably within another day or 2 I should be going peak, unless it's like the last cycle where I went peak very late in my cycle. Normally I go peak between cycle day 12 and cycle day 13. The last time I went peak, cycle day 16. So we'll see. But yeah, that's where we are today. I'm going to run and get that done. They open at 6 o'clock. And I have my mask and my hand sanitizer and everything. So I'm trying to get in there as soon as they open so I can get out as soon as possible before people start showing up. And then 2, I need to hurry up and get back home because it is a work day for me. So yeah, that's what's going on. So the next time I see you guys, hopefully it will be after I have gone peak and have scheduled my IUI for this week. Again, I'm just going to guesstimate that my IUI will be done either Friday or Saturday at this point, but we'll see. I will continue to record each step. Of course, when I go peak, I don't know, maybe today I'll go ahead and purchase my sperm donor and go ahead and pick it up today, so I'll just have that as a peace of mind for myself. But yeah, that'll probably be the only other thing outside of the scheduling of the IUI where I record a video. Again, I will not be uploading any of this stuff or putting all of this together and uploading it until after the 2-week wait, because I want to have the whole cycle in one video so you guys could see, you know, basically what has gone on for IUI cycle 4 at an attempt for Rainbow Baby 1. So I will see you guys in the next clip. Hey guys, I'm back. So today is still April 14th, 2020. Earlier this morning I went to get blood work done at LabCorp. Normally I would have my fertility clinic does all of that in-house, but since they've closed most of their offices, they're outsourcing their lab work to LabCorp. So that's why I had to get lab work done at LabCorp. But yeah, so this morning I went to LabCorp to get blood work done, so that they can check and make sure that my HCG levels are back to 0. I'm just guesstimating that when I was pregnant that my levels were astronomically high. I did not get a chance to get my last numbers before the miscarriage, and then I didn't even think to even ask about it when I went in for the DNC almost a week later. But yeah, anyway, so as I was saying, I think my levels were astronomically high in order for it to still be even after, it's almost 2 months now. It's like, you know, since the miscarriage, that my levels were still, that there were still remnants of the levels. So yeah, so I went this morning to get the lab work. So hopefully that'll be back either later today or first thing in the morning. And the levels will be 0. I did take a pregnancy test, and it was negative, so I'm going to take that as a positive sign that I should be good to go with my IUI when it is time. So during all of this corona mess, I have been in the house. I have not been in the streets. The only time I've gone out is to get the blood work. Twice when I went out for the blood work, and then I went out once to get some ice, get 5 bags of ice from Chick-fil-A, because I love their ice. So I got 5 bags of their ice, which I need to re-up on, but I may do that on the way back, so I don't have to leave the house anymore. So yeah, I've been in the house. So where I'm going now is actually to pick up my donor tank. So I called in this morning as soon as they opened to place my order, and so they prepared it for me. She told me that I could pick it up today and they wouldn't charge me the additional $100 for the rush order or whatever. And it's not like it's a rush order, but I'm like, just in case I go peak this evening, then I don't have to stop tomorrow to pick up the tank and then go for the IUI. I can go ahead and get the tank and I'll have it on me. So that is where I am going, is to pick up my tank. So I have all of my wands are showing me at high. The easy at home strip is showing me at high, and the pre-mom strip is showing me at high. So either this evening or sometime tomorrow, I should be going peak. The lines are getting darker on the red dye test and the blue dye test. So I'm feeling pretty confident that I should be going peak within the next 24 hours. Which means that if I go peak this evening, then I should be sorry guys, this person that's in front of me is driving like literally like 2 miles an hour. If I go peak this evening, then I should be able to have my IUI tomorrow evening. If I tomorrow evening, which is Wednesday, if I don't go peak tomorrow evening, then I will, I'm sorry guys, these, I mean literally, let me see if I can show you guys how they're driving. Like, if you can see that, you see how slow they're driving? Like, it's freaking insane. Anywho, so yeah, if I go peak this evening, then I'll try to have my IUI, the very last appointment that they have tomorrow, which is Wednesday, or I would have to have it the very first appointment Thursday morning, which will put me a day ahead of when I suspected, I can't even say the word, expected to have it, which I thought I would be having my IUI either on Friday or Saturday, but either way, I mean, the sooner I can have my IUI and get it done, the better, because I don't want to have to leave my house this weekend. Like, I just do not like being out in the streets at all. I do have my mask, so I don't wear it while I'm driving, but when I get out, I'll put it on, or when I'm about to get out of the car, I'll put it on, and then I have my hand sanitizer that I keep on me at all times. So I use the hand sanitizers rather than gloves, because if you have gloves, you're still making contact with all of your different surfaces with those gloves on, so you're contaminating. If anything is on it, you're contaminating anything in your space. Whereas if you touch something, you can immediately use the hand sanitizer, and you don't have to, it's less likely to contaminate the rest of the surfaces that you're going to be touching. So so I don't carry around, so I don't wear plastic gloves. So I do keep the hand sanitizer on me. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to do today, is pick up my tank, and I will insert some clips of my tank like I always do. This is the 4th time that I'll be having an IUI. This is the 4th time I will be using donor sperm, and this is the 3rd time that I will be using the last donor that I had. And another thing, I also had to report to them that I did get pregnant with the donor my last IUI, and that it did end in a miscarriage. So they still would like to know if the pregnancy was successful, or if it was a chemical pregnancy, if it was a pregnancy carried to term, or if the pregnancy ended in miscarriage. They want to know if a pregnancy occurred, regardless of how it turned out. So I notified them that the donor that I used the last time, that there was a successful pregnancy, and that it was carried for 10 weeks and ended in a miscarriage. I decided to use the same donor again because, again, you know, you guys who have been with me since I started this journey know that this donor, that I looked long and hard for this donor, that my requirements for the donor that I selected, that not only he had to be healthy and have no health issues, but his parents and his grandparents had to be just as healthy. And all of his parents are still alive, his grandparents are still alive, and none of them have any health issues. There are no genetic issues in his family. For instance, like in my family, there's a lot of there's cancer, breast cancer, there is cervical cancer, of course there's, you know, diabetes and high blood pressure and stuff like that, and his family doesn't have any of those things. So so that was one of the main reasons why I chose him. And also, if you've been with me for a while, you'll also know that I did not select an African American donor, because I am a carrier for the sickle cell anemia trait. Also, the I can never pronounce this other thing. It's Liber Constacon something or another. It's something with the I, which I don't have the issue at all, but I'm a carrier for it. So I did not choose an African American donor, because all of the African American donors at the donor bank that I use, which is Fairfax Cryobank, they all had the sickle cell trait. So I did not want to take the chance that my child would end up with sickle cell anemia, because I had a cousin, actually a cousin who was born the same day that I was, who had sickle cell anemia, and he passed away years ago. So I definitely did not want to give my child a high likelihood of getting something like that. So I did go with a Caucasian donor. I tried to find a Middle Eastern donor, but the other requirement that I had was for my donor to be as tall as me or taller than me, and I am 6 feet tall, and so a lot of the Middle Eastern donors that I found on there, they either had other health, genetic issues, or they were too short, and stuff like that. So it took me a long time to narrow down my donor, the donor that I picked. I did try to find a donor who was, even though he is Caucasian, that he did have some more of an olive skin type of donor. I know I've never spoken to you guys about this before, but I just felt the need. I mean, since this is the 3rd time that I'm using him. So he has brown eyes and brown hair. So I didn't go and get a blonde head, blue-eyed, Scandinavian looking donor or anything like that. I tried to, you know, find a donor who, you know, met all my requirements and still was aesthetically, you know, because I'm fairly light myself. So, and then I wanted to make sure I found a donor that was, you know, semi-attractive. Someone that, you know, if I were to meet this person on the street, would I even talk to this person? Like, would I be like, oh, okay. And so, so yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things that went into how I chose my donor. I'll have a video probably in the future, once my baby is here, on why I even decided to go the route of a donor in the first place. Because I've had men who wanted to donate, I guess that's, but I chose to go the donor way, the donor bank way, rather than the way of using a known donor. But I'll discuss that in a later video, like much later. So yeah, so the first time that I used this particular donor, he had, I think the vial had 30 million. The second time it was 19 million, but which both were above average, because they want the specimen to be 10 million or more. So he, you know, he's well above 10 million. So I fully expect to be in the same range, you know, 20 to 30 million per vial. So I won't know that until the actual IUI. And of course, I'll let you guys know that the day of the IUI. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This particular clip is already almost 20 minutes, so I'm going to cut it here, because as I stated in the last clip, I want to add all of the clips together and create one video so you guys can see from beginning to end, from the time from after my menses to the actual IUI to the actual 2-week wait and the results. I wanted to get all of that in one video, and then after the 2-week wait, once I get the results back from how this particular IUI went, I will upload everything in one video so you guys can see what happened with IUI cycle number 4. So I'm going to end this clip here, and the next time I see you will be IUI day. I will insert some clips after this this particular clip of my donor tank, as I always do. So, see you in a bit. So guys, I am back. Today is still April the 14th, 2020. It is 1:05 p.m. and as you can see, I was testing every 4 hours today, so this is my 4th test since 5 o'clock this morning. And as you can see, all 3 of my digital ones have gone peak, and all of my strips have gone peak. The digital ones also are as dark as the strips are. So everything is moving fast. I have called my fertility doctor to see if I can get scheduled for my IUI tomorrow evening. So I will circle back to you guys then once I hear back from her. But yes, this is definitely faster than what I thought I was going to be getting my IUI. So I will see you guys in a bit. Okay. Hey guys, I'm back. So yes, today is still April the 14th, 2020. So in the previous clip you saw that my digital ones have gone peak. I have called my fertility clinic, and my IUI is scheduled for 10:45 in the morning. That was the latest appointment that I can get. So I have to drop my tank off at 9 o'clock for them to do prep, and then at 10:45 I will have my IUI. So I will see you guys officially on IUI day. Bye. Okay guys, hi, I'm back. Today is still April the 14th, 2020. I'm gonna say today is fucking Groundhog's Day. So the last clip you guys saw that I got my peak, and that I contacted my fertility clinic so that they could schedule my IUI. I spoke to my nurse, and they went ahead and scheduled me for my IUI for tomorrow. Shoot, I'm about to run off the road trying to push this thing back. So I made that appointment probably about 2 hours ago. So about maybe 15 minutes now. I got a call from my fertility clinic because my nurse talked to my actual fertility doctor, and my fertility doctor is advising that she think it will be best for me not to get the IUI tomorrow, because she do not believe that so close to having a HCG surge, even though it was low, that I will ovulate this cycle, that my luteinizing hormone did rise, but she doesn't believe that I will be ovulating. So she advises that that I wait until my next menses, my next period. So after I have to contact them when my period starts again, so that they could, so I can go back into the monitoring phase as far as doing the test strips and all of that stuff, doing all of that shit all over again. And so yeah, so ended up having to cancel my IUI for tomorrow. But as you can see, or as you saw in the previous clips, I went ahead and paid for and got my tank today. So I had to call them back because they charge a restocking fee and shit. But everything happens for a reason, you know. So when I called them to tell them that, you know, due to lab work and stuff like that, that I have to postpone my IUI, she said that right now that they're offering free 6-month storage. As long as I can get the tank back before 4 p.m. today. It is 3:07, and now I'm driving like a bat out of hell to get from one side of Maryland to one side of Virginia. That is nowhere near each other. So that is where I'm going now to take my tank back to Fairfax Cryo Bank. And then they will put it in storage for free for 6 months. Even though it won't be 6 months, more like at the most maybe 4 weeks. I doubt that, but yeah. So that's where we are. Since this was a false cycle, I'm going to go ahead and edit everything and then try to get it uploaded for this Friday, so you guys can see the fuckery and foolishness that went on. Lord, I tell you. What's the saying? It says, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. And my plan was sure to have a damn IUI on you know, this cycle. But again, everything happens for a reason, so I'm not going to get too sad about it. I know it's going to come, but my doctor just wants to be she wants to be careful, and she didn't want me to risk getting sick or anything like that for no reason if we already knew that I wasn't going to ovulate. Even, you know, wasting the money to get the IUI and wasting the specimen, because that alone is like $1,500 with the specimen and the IUI and everything. There's no need to waste the $1,500 for a cycle. We 100% know is not going to work. Even if this would have been another IUI to count towards the 6 before I get covered for IVF. It just logically and ethically, it just didn't make any sense. So I'm not going to get too sad about it. I'm just going to take this time to continue working on myself. I'm going back on my fast because I kind of messed up the last 2 days. So I'm going on a liquid diet for 2 weeks. I'm trying to lose the weight from when I was pregnant, the weight that I had gained from that, because you guys know I was eating so much because I was fucking starving to death. So I put on some weight, so I'm trying to lose at least 25 pounds. So still have to work on that. I'm still working on trying to get my house together. So I do have things I need to focus on right now. So yeah, sucks. But it's gonna be okay. Like I always say, keep the faith, stay positive. I'll see you guys in the next video.